What's up, Vikings Nation? Are you ready for some explosive Minnesota Vikings news that could shape the future of this franchise for years to come? Because today we're diving deep into the 2026 NFL Draft Outlook, and trust me, this one is loaded with strategy, value, and some serious intrigue. 1 year after making just 5 selections, tying the fewest in franchise history, the Vikings are in a completely different position now. Right now, Minnesota owns 8 draft picks heading into 2026, and that number could grow depending on compensatory selections. For a roster that's veteran-heavy and navigating salary cap pressure, that draft capital is more than just numbers, it's oxygen. It's the lifeline to sustainable success. So here's the big question, Vikings fans. Where does this team strike after day 1? When the spotlight fades and the grind begins on days 2 and 3, which positions offer the sweet spot of quality and quantity? Let's break it all down together. This roster is talented, no doubt. But when you look at the financial structure, you know young, cost-controlled players are essential. The Vikings can't just rely on veteran contracts forever. They need fresh legs and long-term starters. And here's the exciting part. Experts across NFL media believe the value pocket in this draft sits right in the middle rounds. That's where championships quietly get built. Not always with flashy names, but with rock-solid contributors. So as Executive VP Rob Brzezinski and head coach Kevin O'Connell shift their focus beyond round 1, this becomes a chess match. And Vikings fans, this front office has shown they're not afraid to play the long game. Let's start in the trenches because championships are won there. Analysts like Bucky Brooks and Daniel Jeremiah see strong value along the offensive line in rounds 2 and 3. Jeremiah highlighted a strong crop of day 2 linemen who could step in and potentially start right away. That's huge. Getting an 8 to 10-year starter in round 2? That's franchise-altering value. For a team that shuffled offensive line combinations 26 times in 2025 due to injuries, depth isn't optional. It's survival. And Vikings fans know how critical protection is for offensive rhythm. Charles Davis echoed the same theme, build through the trenches. He pointed out that Minnesota's offensive line group is solid, but durability planning is essential. You can't wait for injuries to expose depth issues. You need solutions in place before they happen. That's smart roster management. And this draft reportedly offers depth on both sides of the line. Interior, edge, swing tackle flexibility, the middle rounds might be packed with exactly what Minnesota needs. One intriguing name floating around is Northwestern tackle Caleb Tiernan. Draft analysts believe he's flying under the radar nationally. Some evaluators see him as a true left tackle with starter potential by year 2. Others project a possible move inside to guard due to arm length concerns. Either way, versatility matters. With swing tackle Justin Skule potentially hitting free agency, adding a developmental tackle who can slide inside could quietly solve multiple future problems at once. But it's not just about the offensive line. Bucky Brooks pointed to tight end as a sneaky value position on day 2. Middle-of-the-field weapons make life easier for quarterbacks. And with TJ Hawkinson already in the building, imagine adding another athletic pass-catching tight end to stress defenses even more. Prospects like Max Clare, Joe Royer, and Eli Stowers have shown serious production in college. We're talking multiple 50-catch seasons. That's real receiving volume. Stowers especially stands out for his versatility and production surge. A former quarterback who transitioned to tight end and exploded statistically? That's intriguing upside. Even with Hawkinson, Josh Oliver, Ben Urosek, and Gavin Bartholomew under contract, adding competition keeps the room sharp. Depth breeds excellence. And let's be honest, the Vikings' offense thrives when it attacks the seams. A layered tight end group could open even more space for the wideouts. Speaking of defense, there's growing chatter about safety being an underrated value zone in this draft class. With Harrison Smith entering year 15 and weighing retirement possibilities, replenishing youth at safety makes long-term sense. Analysts suggest there could be high-caliber safeties available on day 2 and early day 3. That's prime developmental territory. One day 3 name mentioned as a potential scheme fit for Brian Flores' system is Maryland safety Jalen Husky, a versatile defensive back with ball production across multiple programs. 11 career interceptions shows instinct. And Flores loves defensive backs who can blur positional lines between corner and safety. Adding a versatile defensive back late could provide immediate special teams value while grooming a future contributor. Now let's talk corners. This class reportedly has strong cornerback depth, with possibly 5 or 6 coming off the board in the top 50 picks. That means value could slide into Minnesota's range. And with today's NFL being pass-heavy, you can never have too many capable corners. Depth at corner allows Flores to stay aggressive. Blitz packages, disguise looks. It all starts with trust in your secondary. Interestingly, quarterback and running back are viewed as thinner groups in this class outside the clear top options. But that doesn't mean the draft lacks talent. Analysts emphasize their strong depth on defense and along the offensive line, just not necessarily at the glamour positions. And sometimes, avoiding the flashy move is the smartest move. Now let's pivot to wide receiver, because this 2026 class is reportedly stacked. Even with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison forming arguably the best 1-2 punch in the NFL, you can't ignore receiver value in the later rounds. Draft experts say when you hit on a late-round receiver, you flip the financial math. Cheap production at a premium position? That's how contenders stay contenders. One name floated as an intriguing fit is Georgia State wide receiver Ted Hurst, a 6'3" vertical threat who thrived despite playing on a struggling team. His production numbers jump off the page. 127 receptions, nearly 2,000 yards, and 15 touchdowns in 2 seasons there. Add in prior Division II dominance, and that's serious ball-tracking ability. A vertical space creator alongside Jefferson and Addison? That's terrifying for defensive coordinators. And here's what stands out to me, Vikings Nation, this draft feels less about desperation and more about strategic layering. The Minnesota Vikings don't need to chase stars early. They need sustainable depth, smart development, and positional value. And with 8 picks, potentially more, this front office has ammunition to maneuver. So let me ask you, if you're running the draft board, are you prioritizing offensive line? Safety? Another weapon on offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what Vikings Nation thinks the biggest priority should be. Because this is how dynasties get built, through smart drafting in the middle rounds. If you're excited about the direction of the Minnesota Vikings, smash that like button, subscribe for more Minnesota Vikings news, and share this with every Vikings fan you know. The road to 2026 starts now, and we're breaking it down every step of the way. SKOL.